Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today we're talking all about gratitude documented and how I'm going to be tackling it this year in 2019. So grab a snack, grab a drink, get comfy, sit tight. It's going to be a long video. We're covering a lot of stuff. You're going to see a lot of product. And so I just want to add a little bit of a disclaimer. This project can be a little bit intimidating. It's a 30-day project. If you're not familiar with gratitude documented, I do have an unboxing of this year's kit from Illustrated Faith. I will link it down below, where I kind of go into the project and what it is and how we're working through it. But essentially you're getting a prompt every day with a verse, and you're journaling in some way through that prompt every day through the month of November. And just a way to kind of get our heart in a place of thankfulness as we head into the holiday season. And so doing a 30-day project can definitely be intimidating. There is so much product out of there and so many pretty things and fun things, and it can be a little bit overwhelming. Don't feel like you have to have everything that I have. What I have is excessive and a lot. I have that so that I can show you and give you guys options. There are tons of different ways to tackle this. In the past, I've done journaling every day. I've also done where I just sit at the end of the week and do several days at a time, because that's what works for me. So there are no rules. Don't feel like you can't do this project because you're, too busy or you don't have enough stuff or whatever it might be. There's an option for everybody. So that's a little disclaimer. Let's dive in and kind of look at some of the options. So let's look at years past and how I've worked through this project in just a little sample here. This is definitely not everything that I have and how I've worked through it in the past, but just kind of gives you some ideas. So let's start with, this is the notebook from 2016, so this is 3 years ago. This is the notebook from the kit from Illustrated Faith then. It was done in collaboration with Jess Robin. She does a lot of printables with Illustrated Faith still, and they're just super, super cute. So what I did for this year was I worked in this notebook, and I did some Bible journaling entries as well. So what I would do is I would Bible journal the entry, the prompt, and then I would come over here and do my prayer journaling in this notebook where it was a little bit more private, and then I would just use whatever technique that I did on my Bible journaling page, I would do in here. That way I already had the product out. I didn't have to think about it. I wasn't dealing with a whole nother blank page. I could just use what was on hand and have them match. So in here, the prompts were already printed on a blank notebook, very similar to how they were this year in the Traveler's Notebook. Of course, this year is super adorable and pretty with all the extra printing on there, but basically just a prompt and a blank space to journal, and that's how it was for this one here. And so I went in and used a variety of printables from Illustrated Faith and stickers and watercolors, and I did some heat embossing and Inktense pencils, and just used a variety of techniques and just did my prayer journaling all here in the Traveler's Notebook. So I think that this is a great example of how you could do something similar with this year's project. You could do all of your prayer journaling and a little bit of artwork in here, or embellishment, or no embellishment at all. Just do your note-taking and writing in here, and then do all the pretty part and the art part in your Bible if you wanted to. And you can see it did not get super, super chunky. I didn't deconstruct it. It's still stapled and still all together. I did, add printables and pieces and things, but it didn't get too bad. But had a lot of fun with this. Kept it very simple. I did work every single day. Of course, 3 years ago, I was not nearly as busy as I am today, so this worked for me. So there were coordinating Bible journaling entries. If you search Lindsay Decor Gratitude Documented on YouTube, it will pull up every video I've ever done involving gratitude documented, so you can see some of those entries. For last year, I did something really different. So last year they came out with this book. This is 100 Days of Grace and Gratitude. This is over at Dayspring. This is still available, so everything I talk about, if it is still available, will be linked down below for you guys. I'm going to try to put together a blog post as well. It's going to be very labor intensive, so I'm not sure that that's going to happen, but the links at least will be down below for you guys. So they came out with this book last year. It is 100 days, so the idea was that the first 30 days of this book coordinated with the prompts last year, and then they just continued on the theme for the rest of the book. Now, the prompts in here are not going to match the prompts that we are doing as a community this year, and that's okay. If this appeals to you more, then do this one. Do what works for you. So my book looks a little bit different because I did take it and have it coil bound at Office Depot. Very, very simple, less than $5. They hack off the binding and then put a coil binding on there, and that way I can add all kinds of fun chunky bits. And what you'll see is I only did the 30-day project in here. I did not finish this book. So my plan this year is to pop back in and do a few more entries in here. Even though these aren't going to coordinate with the prompts this year, I still want to get through this book. And this book is kind of special because it has devotional content in it as well. So as I flipped this open, the way it worked was there was a devotional kit, like standard from Illustrated Faith, that had, stamp sets and die cuts and things like that, and the prompts coordinated with the prompts in this book. And so you've got your devotional content here, you've got several verses to pick from, and then space to create, journal, whatever you want to do, and then a prayer down at the bottom. And so I just used a variety of products. I will have that video linked down below for you guys, my roundup video from last year, because you'll see a lot of repeats this year, and just went through and did that in here. I don't believe I did any Bible journaling entries last year. Everything was in this book and this other project that I did. I kept it very, very simple. And so working in something like this is easy because you're only creating in this small space right here. You've got your verses, you've got your devotional content, everything's ready to go, and you can just create your pages. So I had a lot of fun, trying out different techniques, using printables and stamps, adding things on foam adhesive to pop them up. Gratitude Documented is a wonderful project for busting through your stash. It's a great time to pull out bits and bobs and leftovers and scraps that are on your desk and use those up and get rid of them, get them out of your space. This is a great opportunity for that. So you can see here, just usually did a big title based off the prompt, a short little prayer, and then some artwork, and kept it very easy. So this would be a great option if you want some devotional content, because the kit this year does not have devotional content with it. It's just the prompts and the scriptures. So if you're wanting that devotional content, this might be an option for you. So I will link this down below for you guys, and you can check that out. You will be seeing more of that this year because I will be popping in, like I said, and doing some additional entries. But in addition to this, I did a photo documenting project as well. So, and this is kind of where I was hung up this year because I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do this year. So in here I have a traveler's notebook. This is from Felicity Jane. It is so pretty. I had totally forgot that I did this project until I started pulling things out for this year. So last year, Felicity Jane did 30 Days of Thankful. They're going to do the same thing this year. The prompt should be coming out very soon for you guys. So I'll link their blog down below, and you can just keep an eye when they put the prompts out because I haven't gotten them yet. I imagine they'll be different. But Felicity Jane, of course, is a scrapbooking company. So they're coming from it from the point of view of doing scrapbooking, photo documenting, memory documenting, that kind of thing. So they did a list of 30 prompts, which of course did not match last year's Gratitude Documented because it's two separate different things. So I did two separate different projects. So I've got my list of 30. And then what I did was I broke it apart into 4-week traveler's notebook inserts. So I made little inserts. I have videos for all of this on my channel, made little inserts for each week, and then I went in and did the prompt journaling in here with photos. So I had photos of my family. Some were older, some were as I was going through the project. I would take photos each day, and then used a variety of products from Felicity Jane, as well as some of my kit items from the Wild Hair Kits, because I was on both of their teams last year. I am still on the Felicity Jane team this year, so you will see some Felicity Jane product, but just went in and did a photo documenting, and this was so much fun to go back through and have a photo attached to that prompt of different things that I was thankful for. And it'll be fun to kind of go back through this year and see how things are different. I'm going to try not to use the same photos. I don't take a whole lot of photos anymore, so that kind of presents a challenge, but it was just fun to go through. And so each week had, you can see, a different set of each week had its own little mini book here. So I did that. I loved this project. And so I wanted to kind of combine both the faith side and the photo journaling side in one project this year. I may still have to do two projects because I am on the Felicity Jane team, so I will be doing some videos for them, but I wanted to incorporate the photo aspect into this year's project. So here's a look at how I'm going to be doing Gratitude Documented. There are a lot of different options for you guys. You can just stick solely to journaling directly into your Bible. You can use the notebook from the kit. The physical kit, like I said, is sold out, but they do still have the digital version, so you can grab those digital goodies if you want to do that. But You could also do a memory decks system. So if you want to do a set of memory decks cards and journal on those, that is an option as well. So there's lots of different ways that you can kind of structure gratitude documented. But what I did is I took the traveler's notebook from the kit. This is the physical one, but you can get the digital one and then just print it out. The nice thing about the digital version is that then you could size it. Maybe you want to do a different size. I know that Hello Jilski, I'll link her video down below. She's doing a pocket-sized insert, so hers a little bit smaller, so you can check that out. But I took the notebook, I just removed the staples from the notebook and then used a paper trimmer to cut down, so like I opened the book and then just cut down the center of each page, and that way they're now like a freestanding page. And then I punched holes. I did go ahead and use my planner punch board. It has some different measurements on the back side, so I found the one for the 2-ring album and then put the little hole punchers in those spots. So now anytime I want to add stuff to this album, I'll know exactly where, you know, to hole punch it, and they'll fit exactly. But if you do not have this, you could just use a regular hole punch and just punch your holes. I went ahead and added some binder rings, and again, this is another reason why I love doing this style of project is these rings look a little bit big right now, but this is going to be so fluffy and so chunky, and it's going to allow it to expand and to grow. If it is too big, I can go back in and add bigger rings. If it doesn't get that big, I can go back in and add smaller rings. I like that I can take things out, insert things in, so doing a ring-bound album just seemed to work for what I wanted to do this year. So as you open up the notebook, you've got your full list of the 30 prompts from Illustrated Faith. So you've got a prompt and a verse for each day. I know daily seems a little bit overwhelming, so maybe you want to do, you know, on the weekends you sit down and do several at a time, but at least be reading those verses every single day, whatever works for you. So I went ahead and did the first prompt just to kind of give you an example of how I'm going to be doing this project. So like I said, I'm mashing together photo documenting with the faith side and doing it all in one project because it's just visually, I enjoy that. I love photography is kind of my home hobby. It's what I went to school for a lot of photography classes. That's what I did before I Bible journaled, and so I have fun editing and taking the photos and doing that kind of thing, so I love incorporating that. So what I've gone ahead and done is used the cards, the prompt cards that came in the physical kit. You can also get these as a printable, and I'm going to use these to layer up what's already printed because I know I had some questions about how I was going to use those cards in here since they're already printed in here, and so I'm just going to pop them up on foam adhesive and add texture. So you can see I have some metallic thread, I have some of the glassine bag from the packaging, some washi tape, and then popped up. Is this necessary? 100% no, but I love having all that texture and dimension, and it's just the process is just fun for me. So you could skip that and just have, you know, the printed version there. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a photo. Not every prompt is going to work with a photo just because of the nature of the prompts. You know, they are faith-based types of prompts, so they make like forgiveness. I don't know that I'm going to have a photo to represent forgiveness. We'll just kind of see as I come to it. I will try to do most of my own photography, but if you're not a photographer, if you don't have that option, there's plenty of open stock photos on Google. I would just encourage you to make sure that you're not taking a photo from somebody else. Make sure that they are, you know, the free licensing and open stock. There's freepick.com. I'll link some options down below for you guys. So that is what I did for this entry here. I didn't have time to find exactly what I wanted. So the first day is God winks in Romans 8:31. And so when I read God winks, I'm thinking of all these times that we see little hints of God when we're out and about in our day-to-day, going out into nature and in the wild. And so like heart-shaped rocks or, you know, the sun filtering through the clouds, or just those little things that make you stop and go, it just makes you think of the great creator. That's what I was thinking about. So what I did was I Googled heart-shaped rock, and this just hit me like a ton of bricks. It was exactly what I needed and exactly what I was looking for. I found this photo of this heart-shaped rock in the desert, and it just made me think that, you know, God is there giving me little winks and little hints and little reminders, even in my desert seasons, my worst seasons, my difficult seasons. He's going to show up and give me little winks of love and remind me that he is with me, and I love it, you guys. So this was a like open stock image that I found on Google. And then, like I said, because I love photography, again, not necessary, I did purchase these frames for Photoshop that are from an Etsy shop. I'll link them down below. They're a little bit expensive. I think it's $9, and you get 2 different styles of these Polaroid frames. But basically, you just open the file in Photoshop, drop your photo behind it, and then you can print it out, and it looks like it's a little Polaroid image. So I just like the vintage fun that kind of went with the aesthetic that I was going for this kit. So again, an added thing that I just like to do. But so it has this little Polaroid effect to it. I did go ahead and stamp Desert Love on there and then layered it up. So I layered it up with some pieces from the Maggie Holmes Heritage Collection. This is a card from a mini album kit from A Pile of Ashes. I will show you that here in a minute. And then I did go ahead and type out the verse on some vellum. Again, necessary? No, but I'm all about texture. So I'm printing or typing it out on vellum, the Romans 8:31. That way I have the verse there. Did a little bit of stamping, some die cuts from the kit, and called it good for that aspect. Now I'm going to do some prayer journaling. So I've gone ahead and grabbed these prayer request cards. These are from AllieScraps. Everything will be linked down below for you guys. She does these awesome cards. She has them in the full size, and then she also has these like little smaller pocket-sized versions. I do have a coupon code for her. I think it's Lindsay30. Will save you 30%, so go check that out. But she does these printables, and they are in colors that coordinate with the kit this month. And I inserted a bunch of these, so then I just put this through my typewriter. Again, nice thing about the rings is I can pull things out and work on it and then stick it back in. So I put it through my typewriter, typed out my prayer all about God winks, added some details with stamping from the kit, and a label sticker from the Heritage Collection, and called it good. Now, I love adding all kinds of fun bits and bobs. So I will add tags. I will add little fold-out elements. I have these tags that I made on my channel using some dies from Coco and Reno. They were laying on my desk. I thought they were really pretty. Colors match, so I threw them in there. And it's okay if things like stick out, flop out, or wonky. That's what I'm going for. So this is what a day is going to look like for me. It's going to have a photo. It's going to have the verse, it's going to have some prayer journaling, and call it good. Now, I know a lot of you work well doing foundation pages, and that's a great way to tackle a 30-day project like this, is to maybe construct your album and then go ahead and lay down some of your pieces ahead of time. You can go ahead, like I did, and insert all your prayer request cards. You could even go ahead and do all your layering of your titles. You could even go ahead and layer a card down and then just come and add your photo in later. You could type out all the verses for the month ahead of time and have them ready to go. So there's a lot of prep work that you could do ahead of time that will streamline things for you throughout the month and make it a little bit easier. I don't work as well that way. My creativity, I need to start from scratch every time I sit down. That's just how I work. And so I'm not going to be doing very many foundation pages, but that's an idea if you're short on time. And same thing with photos. Maybe you are taking your photos and then just batch print. Do your whole week's worth of photos, do all of the rest of your project, and then print out the photos all at once. That's going to save you time, save you money, save you resources, and then you can go back in and add the photos if you want to do something similar to this. But this is exactly what I had envisioned for aesthetically how I wanted this project to look and how I want it to go. I'm sure I'll get derailed partway through because that happens every year, but this is kind of what I'm starting with. So now when I go to the second prompt, rainbows, you can see I'm starting from scratch. I can go ahead and attach another prayer request card to the back side of here, or I can even just type out on the back of here and add some die cuts and things and embellishments, and then I've got a fresh page to work on. So as far as ahead of time, I just went in and just added a prayer request card in between each page, kind of alternating sometimes these smaller ones, sometimes the bigger ones. Nice thing again, because of the coil, is if I get, or the rings, if I get here and I feel like I need more space to journal, I can take this out and swap it out with a different card and put that in here. I'm not committed to what is in here because it's in these binder rings. I can open it up and do whatever I want. So there is a look at how I am going to be doing it. You can take all of these same ideas. You could do the photo journaling or some of these same techniques and do it in a Bible journaling entry. Again, you could do memory dex cards. Maybe you want to do both. Maybe you want to do a mini album and memory dex cards. Go ahead and do a set of cards all ahead of time before we get to November 1st with the verses. And so then at the beginning of the day, you can flip to that card, have that out on your desk to look at each day. As you're working through the creative part and the prayer journaling and all that aspect of it, you could have the verses out in its own little box. And that's something that I might do as well. We'll just kind of have to see how time treats me, but I intend on, you know, like I said, stuffing this full of all kinds of fun little extra tidbits and goodies. I will not be doing Bible journaling in my Bible. I know that you're like, what, Lindsay? Because that's what I do, but I'm going to be just doing it in an album like this. A 30-day project really does, you know, that's 30 entries in your Bible. So if you're working in something like the Illustrating Bible that you paid $100 for, that fills up that Bible very quickly. So not to say that I don't love filling up those Bibles. I have done Gratitude Documented in a journaling Bible before, and I love seeing it getting full and chunky, but this gives you an alternative option as well if you're not wanting to fill up a Bible super quick with a project like this. So again, all about variety. You don't have to do everything. This is just giving you some options. So now let's talk about product, and I know this is going to be intimidating, so just bear with me because there is a lot of stuff here, but I wanted to give you guys some options. So what I have here is a little drawer system. It's just like a cardboard drawer from IKEA. It comes with 3 drawers that are meant to fit in the Calyx cube unit. That's the shelving unit you'll see behind me in my Instagram stories all the time. And even if you don't have that unit, this is a great way to store your kits. Like I said, it has 3 drawers, so I save them for different projects. So this drawer is dedicated to Gratitude Documented. I can just throw everything in here, and then that way when I'm ready to create, I can pull the drawer out. It comes all the way out. I've got everything together, and then when I'm done, I throw everything together, put it back away, and it's done. My mess is cleaned up. So it's really nice to have everything organized that way. But I have a variety of things. I've got some bits and bobs from the Felicity Jane Rebecca kit. Now, like I said, the Rebecca kit was not created in colors and things that coordinate with this, but they're all fall toned and fall themed, so they're going to match with this kit, and so I want to use those up. I've got the like vellum hearts. You can buy these a la carte over at Felicity Jane. The die cut pieces with the florals and labels and things like that. So just bits and bobs that I can layer behind things. They also have these really adorable rubber charms. How perfect. I didn't even mean to pick that up, but the rainbow one will be perfect for the rainbow entry. And there are these really fun rubber charm tags to add in there. So again, just extra little embellishments. Maybe you already ordered Rebecca and have these in your stash, so pull them out, use them for this project. Again, bust your stash. Okay, I'm going to save this for a second because I want to talk about a stamp set that goes with that. But I have all these just little containers to kind of help organize everything. So I've got some washi tape, of course. I've got the one that comes with the Illustrated Faith kit, some from Felicity Jane. This one here is from Creative Retreat Kits. I'm sure I will add more in there, but layering, again, bust your stash. If you are a washi collector and you have 500 rolls of washi, like I know a lot of us get into the habit of doing, pull it out and use it to layer and use it up. So I've got that. I've got just bits and bobs from the Illustrated Faith kit. I've got the prompt cards. You can get this as the digital version, as well as all of the die cut pieces. You can get those as a digital in their print and pray shop as well. So I've got all those in there that I can use and layer. The fun thing about Gratitude Documented is it's every year they've done it. So I have this little container that's pulled out from last year and the year before. Whenever I have leftovers at the end of the project, I just throw them all into this container, and that way I can pull it out and use it again in future years. So this is all my leftover bits from past years. I've got, you know, a lot of prep work that was already done last year. So I stamped leaves and cut them out of Felicity Jane papers from last year. I had a whole bunch of leftovers, and a lot of them are colors that are going to coordinate with this year as well. So I can pull these out, they're all ready to go, and use them in my project this year. I've got, you know, just bits and bobs, printable pieces, fabric tags, wood tags, printables from AllieScraps from last year. The colors might not match perfectly, but I've got them in here if I want to use them. Die cuts from just a variety of different places all in there. So don't be afraid to pull out stuff from prior years. I also have the stencil that came in last year's kit. This is no longer available, but if you've got it in your stash, this is just a reminder to pull it back out. There are going to be things I'm going to show you in this video today that are no longer available to purchase, but the reason I'm still showing it is a reminder for those who have it in their stash to pull it out of your stash. Maybe you forgot you had it, pull it out and use it. So there's a look at the stuff from last year. Mini album. Let's talk about mini album goodies. So Illustrated Faith did a mini album kit that you could purchase. It sold out very quickly. I didn't even get one. And so A Pile of Ashes reached out and asked if I'd be interested in having one of her mini album kits that she put together. I said yes please, because I didn't get the Illustrated Faith one. And so this is great if you're doing anything. If you're doing Bible journaling, any of these projects, you could use the products that are in here. So I did just see that she restocked these, so there's a few more in her shop, and I'm sure there'll be some variety in the colors and things like that, just because of the nature of the kit. But oops, I got stuff falling over. It comes with a whole bunch, not those, it comes with a whole bunch of 3x4 cards cut out of pattern papers in fall themes. So you've got some like journaling cards. I'm going to be using these to layer behind photos. You saw one in my mini album layered behind the photo. It's really nice quality cardstock and a big chunk of them. So the way that this was designed was that you could create an entire mini album just out of this little bundle. So it does come with a really pretty rose gold binder ring, so you could punch holes and make a little, you know, tag flip book. It comes with all of these fun bits and bobs of trimmings like ribbons and fluffy yarns and textured bits that you can use for layering and tying bows and things like that. It also comes with a variety of paper clips, fabric paper clips. Comes with some sampling of washi. This was actually on the packaging, so I'll be using that for some bows. And it even comes with a pumpkin printed napkin. So if you want to try the napkin technique, you've got that as well. So that's everything, I believe that's everything that came in this little bit. And I'm going to be using these to fluff up my mini album that I am doing. So that's an option from A Pile of Ashes. That'll be linked down below. Printables are amazing for a project like this because Illustrated Faith has brought back their printables from past years, and there are lots of shops that are doing some awesome printables. So let me show you some options that are out there. I'm kind of working backwards here. Okay, so you've got some options from AllieScraps. I showed you those prayer request cards. She also has these labels over there. So these fun, different sized labels, again, in colors that are going to coordinate with the kit. These are printables, so they're digital items that you can print out whatever size, whatever medium that you want to print them on. So there are those. She also has, let me find it, some art starts. These are gorgeous. Allie does amazing art starts. It has all these fun textures, threads. So I printed mine on clear sticker paper. I'll probably use these in my Grace and Gratitude notebook, but they'd be fun for layering on Bible journaling entries. Super simple. If you're doing Bible journaling entries, one, this does not add bulk because on clear sticker paper it just blends right into the page. You've got all of your mixed media work done. You just cut this out, slap it down, put your title, do a journal of a verse or a prayer, and you're done. Super easy. So she's got some of those in her shop, as well as all of these goodies, and there is a coupon code for those, so check that out down below. I'm going to list a variety of printable shops down below because I did not grab stuff from everybody. So if I missed your shop, please send me a message and I'll put your link in the description box down below. I purchased a lot of these myself, and so, or several of these on my own. I didn't purchase AllieScraps, but I did purchase these ones here from Southern Couture. And so I was limited by my own bank account, so I couldn't buy from everybody. So I will be picking things up throughout the month and using them. You will see those, but I wanted to kind of give you a heads up to who had some really pretty printables. So these are some pattern papers from Bethany. She's got Shop Southern Couture on Etsy. I picked the pattern papers, and then I did like printed 4 of them, like the 4 on one page, and then I also did 2 on a page. And so these will be fun for die cutting alphas out of, die cutting shapes out of, journaling cards. She's got all kinds of fun goodies over there, so definitely check that out. I just printed mine on cardstock and we'll use these. Who thinks that Bethany needs to do some more patterns, like digital pattern papers? Because this is gorgeous, Bethany. I am obsessed with this. I think she needs some more digital pattern papers over there. So there's those. I've got some Printable Vellum. I will link that down below. So this is what I'm typing out my verses on. You can also run this through your printer and print printables on it. So if you want a fun, different kind of texture. And then I've got some more AllieScraps cards. And then this was a new shop to me. This is the Maker Heart 2. She sent me these. These are beautiful. She has all these really beautiful vintage styled printables over there. So this is one of her sets, and it comes, there's several pages in it. I just printed one page for now, but it has these vintage yellow florals, but she's got a variety of different things. She's got some butterflies that you'll be seeing in an upcoming video. Let me reach it here. These really beautiful vintage butterflies. So she is new to me. I was not familiar with her shop, so go check that out. I thought these would be fun to kind of layer behind things as well. So there are those. let's talk another kit. So I don't have the physical kit in hand. It's on its way to me, but I wanted to mention it. The My Piece kit from By the Well for God. So they are not doing a like gratitude documented style kit this month per se. They're doing their typical devotional booklet. So it'll be a 14-day devotional. But I wanted to mention it because there is no devotional content in the Illustrated Faith kit. So if you're looking for some devotional content, this is a great option to do instead of or in addition to. I think in addition to would be great because the elements, like I said, Brenda Weaver designed the elements, some of the elements for both kits, so they're going to coordinate very well. So you've got your devotional content. The die cuts, of course, are going to be pieces that you can use in a mini album or something like that. But I wanted to point out these stamp sets here. This is Love Binds and Autumn Blooms. You can get them during the pre-sale for a discounted price, and then after the pre-sale, they will be relisted in the shop for full price. But these are Brenda Weaver's artwork, so these are going to be fun to match the style of the florals that are in the Illustrated Faith kit. And so I could envision, you know, stamping these on acetate or vellum or different, you know, mediums and things like that, and using those florals in connection with the kit. So I did want to point that out. The pre-sale is still going on. I think just till Friday, so if I can get this up tonight, it'll be up till tonight. We may have missed the pre-sale by the time I get this video up, but they will be restocking the kit if you missed that. So I do want to point that out. It'll be linked down below. Okay, and on that note, let's talk stamp sets. So, I have a big old pile of stamps over here. I'm watching my battery and hoping that I can beat my battery dying. So, I pulled out these acetate pieces. These were from the Illustrated Faith wildflower kit a few months ago, and they did these fun acetate florals. These are sold out. They're no longer available. I have mine. I have a bunch of them left over, so I pulled them out. I'm going to use these to layer, but I wanted to mention if you've got these stamps from By the Well for God, again, it's the same. This is a total oops. They did not plan this. They designed their kits, and they just happen to be the same artwork or similar florals and things. So this Glory Flowers and Creation in a Bloom, I'm not sure if these are still in the shop. If they're not, if you've got them, pull them out of your stash, but they are the same florals. So you could stamp these on acetate using StazOn ink. Has to be StazOn because that's meant for stamping on slick surfaces. But you can use this stamp set to get that same look. I know there's a lot of ladies in the Bible journaling community right now using these and layering them behind, and it's so, so pretty, but they're not available anymore. So this gives you the option to kind of create that and do a DIY hack for those. So I've pulled those out. That is what I'm going to be creating, some more acetate pieces. I've got the stamp set that comes in the Illustrated Faith kit, of course. Stamping is just something that it's such a good investment because you can use it again and again and again. So what you'll see here is, of course, lots of stamp sets that I've shown in past roundup videos because they just work, you know, every year. So I've got a small alpha set from Illustrated Faith. This is no longer available, but I like the scale of it to work in that notebook there. I've got the Rebecca one from Felicity Jane. This is a newer stamp set as well as the rest of the collection. I'll link that unboxing below. It just has really pretty papers and vellum envelopes and fun things that would be great for using for this project as well, but I love the floral images. This one here is a favorite of mine from Right at Home. This is Fall Leaves. It does also have a coordinating die set. And so you saw some of these in the pieces I was pulling out from last year. It's a layering set of leaves. Really, this is not like, you don't need to go buy all these. It's to remind you to pull out different leaves and things from your stash and use them. Pink Fresh Studios, Lovely Blossoms. This is one that Illustrated Faith carried in their shop. It's no longer available there, but I will find it down below for you guys, I think from scrapbook.com. It's just a layering floral set. I'm going to pull out the Wildflower for this big giant flower. Brenda Weaver did the florals for the Wildflower kit as well, so they're going to coordinate. This kit's no longer available, but if you've got it, pull it out. Use this big old floral. Of course, past gratitude documented kits from Illustrated Faith. This was a stamp set from Dayspring, not available any longer. Unfortunately, it's been discontinued. Shauna, if you're watching this, we need another wood slice stamp. Right, guys? Can we get an amen to that? Because it is just too stinking cute, and I use it every single year, and I'm so sad that this set is discontinued, but it was a great one for a project like this. So pull it out if you've got it. I've got the kit stamp from last year. This is the Grace and Gratitude from last year, again, no longer available. Gratitude Documented from 2016, no longer available, but just to remind you to pull it out. It's got those fun acorns and leaves. wild and free. I don't know about you, but any fall themed project makes me think of leaves, acorns, and cute critters. I don't know, that's just what does it for me. So this one here is no longer available. They did bring it back at Illustrated Faith as just a pre-sale for a short time, and it's gone again, but I love the little foxes and just kind of some of the phrases and things like that, so I will be using that. Next up, we have some sets from By the Well for God. Most of these are still available in the shop, so everything will be linked down below. I have Firmly Planted, Fun Fall Leaves, or trees. I thought it'd be fun to make them like fall trees, so I will be adding those. Peaceful Critters, because all the cute critters. Fix My Eyes. My kids love going through these projects and these albums, so I try to include cute things like this just because it's fun for them to look through. So there's Grateful Critters. All about those critters. I don't think this one is available any longer. This was an older set. I don't even have the name of it anymore, but it had this fun little truck that you could put different pieces in. It had little pumpkins, trees, banners, blessed, thankful, so different pieces that would kind of go for gratitude documented. Grateful Birdie, this one is available and just had some fun leaves, the word thanks and grateful. So again, trying to find those sentiments that will work with the kit to kind of give it some variety. Am I going to use all these? No, these are just inspiration for you guys. This is not holly. This is amber. The amber stamp set from Felicity Jane is this really fun leaf that has these different patterns. Also has these fun banner pieces. I don't think this one's available any longer. It sold out, and then they brought it back and it sold out again, I think. So if you do have it, pull it out and use it because it'd be perfect for a project like this. I also have these Tim Holtz cutout florals. I know Illustrated Faith showed the alpha stamps that are these foam cling. These are awesome for mixed media. So if you love stamping with acrylic paints, if you like that look, these are great for stamping with acrylic paints. They work with inks too, but they're really great with acrylic paints and mediums like that. So again, just wanting lots of fun florals and pieces to use in there. So there's a look at stamp sets. Let's talk dies, because I love die cutting for projects like this. I love all the fun textures of the pattern papers. Those digital pattern papers are great for this. So I created a bunch of these tags. I'll link down the video down below. I made these to go on treat boxes, but I have a whole bunch of them. So you saw in my mini album, I've already started adding some of these into there. They're just fun to have little layered up pieces. I love creating things like this. This was using mostly the Maggie Holmes Heritage Collection papers and the Felicity Jane Rebecca Collection papers, and then using this die set from Coco and Reno. So if you have questions about die cutting, I'll link a video down below all about what you need, what it is. You do need a die cutting machine, so it can be, you know, kind of costly to get into, but it's something, again, that you invest in and can use over and over and over again. So I did check to see, Coco and Reno is a die subscription service, so you pay a monthly fee and they send you dies each month, but then they also list the dies for sale individually if they've got extras. So I did check, they do still have this Thankful die set, and that is what I used to create the little elements on most of these tags. So there is that. I also pulled out, this one's very similar to that Tim Holtz stamp set, so this Tim Holtz floral set. Again, I will link everything down below that I possibly can. Alphas. Alphas can be a little bit more pricey just because there's, you know, obviously more dies in here, but this is an investment that I think is so worth it. I love using these to die cut out of everything. Fabrics, mixed media papers, collage papers, washi tape. You can even like layer washi tapes down onto a piece of paper and die cut the alphas out of it. I don't know, so many different things that you can use. So I have this one here from Tim Holtz, really reminded me of the homespun alpha from Illustrated Faith, and then this very simple kind of essentials style alpha there. So there's a look at the alphas I've pulled. Layering tag die set. I love adding tags into a mini album, and so this is a staple for me, so I will be definitely using this. It's got a wide variety of sizes, including itty bitty ones with the holes. So again, cutting out of different pattern papers and things like that. Great for adding tip-ins, adding little journaling spots, using them in the vellum pockets. You can get these vellum pockets from Felicity Jane. So these are awesome because they have the adhesive on them. You just stick them down, create a little tag, stick it in there, and you've got hidden journaling. So those are awesome for that. And then this is an oldie but a goodie from Spellbinders. This is Fall Leaves. This is one of the first die sets I ever got from Spellbinders, actually. They sent it to me. It's got leaves and then the word blessed and the word thankful. So again, just leaves and thankfulness that you can use for this project. So reminding you to pull out what you have. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy all the things. Okay, you've got the Maggie Holmes Heritage Collection. The colors of this perfectly coordinate with the Illustrated Faith kit. They sold out of all the bundles over at Illustrated Faith, but they do still have product over at scrapbook.com, so I'll link it down below. They've got die cuts. They've got this really awesome sticker book that comes with all of these pages of stickers. They have 6x8 papers, 12x12 papers, cardstock sticker. I mean, you name it, they've got it. This is what I've pulled to use for this project. It's just got beautiful florals and things in there. So again, this is a great for die cutting those alphas out of, and shapes and tags and things like that. So I will be using those, of course. And I think that that is about it. And like I said, everything just nicely goes into this little box. It's even sized that my 8.5 by 11 printables will fit in here nicely. Everything can just live here safely and organized, and it goes right into the drawer and it's good to go. So there's a look at everything that I've pulled for Gratitude Documented. I love this project for a multitude of reasons. I love getting my heart into a good place of thankfulness as we head into the holidays. I love the community over competition. I am mishmashing companies and product from all over the place, and I love that. I know that's what a lot of you guys already do in your craft space. I don't get to do that very often in my videos, and this is a fun project for me to be able to do that, to just show how everybody coordinates and works together so well for such an amazing project. And so I would encourage you to check out the variety of different companies and products that I talked about, and just kind of go show them some love and support. But if you have questions or comments about this project, please leave those down below. Leave me a comment, let me know how you are approaching Gratitude Documented. Are you doing a mini album? Are you doing a memory decks? Are you doing Bible journaling? Are you doing the 100 Days book? What are you doing? Leave a comment, let us know how you are going to be doing Gratitude Documented or a 30 Days of Thankfulness, whatever you might be doing. Check out the description box for links to everything that is still available. I'll have all that linked down below for you guys. I'm going to try to put together a blog post. I can't guarantee it. Life's kind of crazy, but I will try to put one together for you guys as a comprehensive place as well. And so be looking out for that. Give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.